Hello, everybody. It's Mike KF4BOG, and welcome to this discussion about social media websites. So glad to have you. And if you're new here and you want to be able to communicate with me, I have set up a Mastodon account. You can you can scan the QR code, I should say, uh, on the top of your screen, and that will link you to the Mastodon server that I am linked to. And once you join that Mastodon server, you will connect with me directly. Um, and the reason why I bring up this whole thing about social media is because there's been a lot of buzz lately on this. And I'll tell you what the main focus has been on. It has been on um, mainly just social media in general. Like, where are people flocking to because of all of the stuff going on with X right now? And the biggest thing that I've noticed is that all the different social medias out there, including Mastodon, have seen a spike in memberships since the whole Twitter thing has started. And it is definitely um, taking place in a rather odd time right now because everybody's looking for a source that they can communicate on, and everybody's trying to find just the right place where they can get on and have fun and collaborate, all that kind of stuff. Now, recently, I've been looking at different ones out there. And what's funny is that every time I turn around, the discussion has fallen on Mastodon and how it is just its own beast, and it just, it makes it so much easier. Then you've got Threads, which is kind of the um, I don't know, it's kind of considered the new Twitter. If you think about it, it's considered the new Twitter. All of the national and local media TV stations have kind of set up their own thing on Threads, and that's kind of the one that I go over to whenever there is something that I want to um, get a hand on. Like, if there's a news story or something like that, I will go to Threads mainly for that because of the local TV stations being on Threads right now. Um, Mastodon's kind of been like I don't know, I call it the hangout because a lot of the TV stations are national stations are linked to Mastodon, but they also have Threads accounts. Um, and the other one that I find really interesting is Blue Sky. That's another one that's really just taken off. I was listening to a video, and I think the video said that Blue Sky has hit 5,000 subscribers over the last time period. I'm not really sure if that is accurate or not, but I do know that Blue Sky has taken off like a rocket ship and is doing well. They're holding their own, and that's the way I like to see it when a social media site really takes off. Um, I think Facebook is kind of like in a distant third, and because Threads and Instagram are owned by Meta, um, I don't know where to place those. I don't know where to place the whole concept at. I'm not sure where exactly to place that one. Whether it should be in the bottom of the totem pole or whether it should be at the top. Um, Most of the time, I look at it and I think, man, this is really getting old. Like, is there something else that we could use to communicate? Well, turns out that I use Mastodon a lot now. I've been using it ever since I first came on. I was back and forth, and finally, I use it as my primary means of communication. And a lot of people out there don't realize that Mastodon is still out there, and they're really starting to pick up steam as of late, and they're really doing well. Threads, I kind of have this deal with Threads where I use them, but I've got it set up on a website called Fedica, where anywhere that I send a text message or a message, it goes on not just Mastodon, but it goes on Threads, and it goes on any of the three social media networks. Like I got it set up right now where it goes to Mastodon, Threads, and Blue Sky. So no matter which one of those you join me on, all the messages that I send through the Threadica system will automatically go to those social medias and everything. And it just makes so much sense to go that route because it's a great way to communicate with folks, and everybody's wanting to get into that kind of thing. They're wanting to get into those social media type sites, and whether it's this one or that one or that one, they find the one that meets their needs, and they find one that is their hangout. I use the Mastodon thing because it's such a good little tool to use, and you can easily communicate with folks that way as well as on any of the other ones. Um, and one of the things that I find most interesting about the social media sites out there is that you basically pick one and you go to it and you have fun and you hang out. Um, One of the things I am going to do for you guys is I am going to go ahead and put a QR code up on um, my Blue Sky things so that you guys can get a chance to go to my um, Blue Sky instance here. So let me go ahead and get that on here as well. So let me get a QR code going here for Blue Sky. So I'm going to go ahead and place that in there, and I'm going to call this one Blue Sky. So that will pop up here in just a second. I'll go ahead and get that in there. There we go, and boom. And let's see. I'm going to go ahead and pop Blue Sky in there as well. There's Blue Sky. So um, it's funny because Blue Sky is another one. And for anybody just joining us here, I'm going to go ahead and flip over to the Mastodon instance as well. But what's funny is that Blue Sky and Mastodon, they're all nice little platforms. I prefer Mastodon because the integration is really good, and you get messages a lot faster on Mastodon, in my opinion, than you do Blue Sky, and that's just me. That's why the Blue Sky is kind of in a distant second place, whereas Mastodon's in a first place tier, and that's why I've got the QR code for Mastodon up there so that you can join my server and hang out there. And uh, it's also linked up to several other servers that I liked. I also am linked up to Mastodon.radio. So, like, if you go to Mastodon.radio, you'll see a redirect to where I am now. So, like, either one of them, if you go on Mastodon.radio or if you go to my main one and you click the invite there, you'll get directed to where I'm hanging out at. And it's kind of a nice little hangout. There's a lot of hams that link to my, there are on my Mastodon uh, instance that I joined, and there's a ton of them there. Um, and what's really cool about the social medias now is they're constantly adding stuff. I don't understand it, but they're constantly adding things to it, and it just makes so much sense. I don't know about you, but the year has flown by for me. I don't know about you guys out there, but it's flown by. Um, it was a pretty good year. Pretty good year in 2024. I'm kind of surprised that it's flown by the way it has. There's been so many people that have asked me, "Do you think the year's flown by?" And I got to be honest with you. The older you get, the faster time flies, and it's just one of those things. Now, the thing that I am looking forward the most is for 2025 is just a fresh start to the new year and things happening. Huntsville Hamfest and Dayton are the two Hamfests that I look forward to. Fortunately, I won't be able to go to Orlando this year, but I will definitely be in Dayton, Ohio, and I will also be um, in the Huntsville Hamfest as well because I volunteer for that one. So um, be sure be sure that you stop by and say hello and tell me where you found me. If you found me on Mastodon, or found me on Facebook, or you watch me on Twitch, any one of those, you can tell me where you found me and everything. Um, I got to tell you what's interesting about all this is that, I'll hear people say, "Well, I've talked to you on here," or "I've listened to you on here," and it's fun to be able to communicate with folks. Um, the one thing I look forward to every year um, is Dayton's Hamfest because um, put this down because I know you're probably not hearing me. I know that for sure. One of the things that I look forward to is Dayton because there's a group called the Courage Kenny Handicap Program, and they have been around for a long time. They used to be known as the Courage Handicap Program, but they recently changed the name. They changed it, I think it was last year or the year before, but they are still the same group. It's the same group of people. Um, and I don't go to the camps, but I go to the Courage Handicap booth every year to go interact with the folks from Handyhams because there's always this one person that volunteers to help out with Courage Kenny Handyham program. And I'm actually thinking about volunteering and helping out at that booth. I might actually get a hold of somebody from that project and see if they need somebody to come out and hang out for a little while. So I probably will do that. I might reach out to them. Um, probably, um, I might try their office tomorrow and see if I can get a hold of them. But that's neither here nor there. But yeah, join my Mastodon deal there. Scan the QR code, and you'll find me on there pretty much all day long on Mastodon because I will be posting things on there on the regular. Um, you know, any of the social networks are also on my uh, QRZ bio. So if you go to my QRZ bio and you basically scroll down, you'll see all the social medias that I monitor. And anytime I post something uh, through my Thindica system, it will automatically go to those social media platforms where you can comment and have fun along the way. Because I do check all of them. I do get alerts for each one, and it kind of is nice because I can go in there and just boom, hit a reply and get a bunch of things. Um, and I would love to know what you use. I want to know what you use out there. Do you use Mastodon? Do you use Twitter? I've had some interesting experiences with Twitter, and I would say interesting, but I would also say it's not a fun scenario with them because they've made a lot of changes to where if your account was suspended and you make another account, they will suspend those accounts too. Because I guess they automatically know it's you and they just know to suspend those accounts. And, you know, so that's why I come over to Mastodon because it's such a nice place to be. And a lot of people have moved from Twitter to Mastodon. There's this one group or this one YouTube channel that I follow. There's several of them that I follow, and they're all on Mastodon, every single one of them. Um, Local media, they all hang out on Threads. Every single one of my local media folks, they all hang out on Threads. I have not been able to talk to anybody about possibly getting on Mastodon. Um, that will be my hope, that eventually I could say, hey, there's a website, there's a Mastodon server for journalists, and everything. So, like, if you're a journalist and you want to go on Mastodon's journal, whatever that uh, journalist host, journa.host, I believe is what it is. Yeah, it's journa.host. So, like, if you're a journalist, you can go on that and, plug your news on the journa.host site, um, on Mastodon, and just have a field day, because it's mainly for journalists. And the way they do confirm you is, I think you have to tell them what network or affiliate or whatever you're with, before they will let you join Journa.host. At least that's what I can remember with that one. Um, the ham radio one, the Mastodon.radio, they ask for a call sign. So, like, if you're a ham and you want to join the Mastodon.radio, you can join that one. But the reason I link the one that I use in the barcode is because, um, that's kind of what I call the intermediate hangout for folks. I know most folks would probably join Mastodon.social because that's kind of the newbie place for people that like Mastodon and stuff like that. Um, there's another one that's really cool, and they're always popping up. But between you and me, the Mastodon instance that I've got listed in the QR code is absolutely, it's nice, and I think it's got a friendly atmosphere on that one, and that's why I joined it. Um, I was looking at several of them, and there's several that you want to stay away from. Um, there's a video that I found on YouTube. It was like an introduction to Mastodon, and you could do a search for, like, videos related to Mastodon on YouTube, and there's a ton of them out there. They're just constantly piling up, um, and everything. But what I would do is I would start up, looking around, seeing which one tickles your fancy. And if you want to come over to Mastodon and say hello to me, I would love it. Um, and stuff like that. If you just found this video and you're like, boy, um, he's got something going here. Um, but I want you to know that the fun thing about social media is finding your home. And I think I found my home on Mastodon, and that's part of the reason why I keep talking about it, is because it's such a nice place. There's a lot of great things out there, um, you know, and there's just so many things to look around on that particular server, and have yourself a good time there. But let me know what you use in the comment section there. And if you'd like to reach out to me, if you're a ham operator, just punch in my call sign in the deal there, and you'll find all the social medias that I, correspond with. And if you have any questions, feel free to send me an email as well. I'll be happy to answer them. And hope to see you on Mastodon or any of the other ones. Have a great day, everybody.